welcome to Yoga with the Prescott Library. Today we're doing core and balance. So hopefully you're really looking for some strong core. A lot of work, but we're going to do a lot of it standing up today. So grab your chair for some balance. Take a small step so your feet are just kind of right underneath your hips. Remember, just because this is the outside of your hips doesn't mean that the bones of your hips don't start out in here. So that's kind of what our goal is. Reaching all the way up. Drop your shoulders down. And just gently apple picking, opening the body up. Just gentle stretches. And as we do this, kind of focus in and pretend that your pelvis is like a bowl of water. And the goal on that is to make sure water doesn't tip forward or kind of leaning backward. So try to really keep everything focused in. So having your feet a little bit together, or just, I would say they're about 4 inches apart, give or take. Final's good. Just gentle stretching. We're going to open up those obliques. And reaching up again. Grabbing from your right hand, grabbing your left hand, and just reaching over. Excuse me. But on this one, what I notice in myself, and maybe you notice this too, that you kind of lean too far and just do kind of a weird stretch. But reach up and over. Try to keep your pelvis pretty level. That bowl of water, because if you do it too much one way, you're going to feel funky. Don't lock your knees, keep them just a little bit loose. And switch sides, grabbing onto your right hand, doing the same thing, a nice pull over. And see if you can pull your arms a little bit further back while you're staying upright versus a forward reach. Nice hold in. And reaching up and just gently dropping forward. Pressing your tailbone back. And reaching up. And dropping over towards your right. Gazing up at your left hand. And then switch sides. Holding in. Come to a more upright position. I know I always start out with a deep lean. Keeping up. I think when I notice myself, if I reach too far forward, it really does change how my back feels and how I'm really affecting my pelvis. And reaching up and just dropping in again. Tailbone back. Nice big breath coming up. And gentle swan dive down again. And gently coming up. Grabbing your chair, we're going to just do a little bit of our balance, just starting out with our feet, opening our feet up so we can use our balance a little bit better. So easy balance stuff, but pressing your heels in, lifting your toes up. And if your mat is not even on your, if your chair is not even on your mat, it's going to be a bit wonky. So here we are dealing with wonky. Toes up, and then stretch your toes up where the balls of your feet drop in. And notice what hits the floor first. And then roll forward, dropping your toes down, heels up. Nice long stretch. And then try to pretend you lift your toes off of the ground. It's actually more of a mind thing because it's really tough to do all that. Dropping down. Lifting all the way up again. Lifting balls of your feet off of the ground. Dropping the balls of your feet down, toes up. Do you feel a little bit of a different stretch? Maybe. And then rotating out just a little bit. Kind of not our norm. And just rolling in. I feel some crackles and some pops. And just gently rolling them back and forth a little bit. Heels up. So if you wear shoes all day or you stand all day, this might be might be a little bit tougher. And dropping down, or maybe if you wear more dressier shoes. I wear tennis shoes all day or my sandals, so nothing for that for me. And then dropping the balls of your feet down. Toes are up towards the sky. Do you notice that it fits a little bit differently on the floor? Maybe. And toes down. Nice big breath in. And then just bring your toes up again. See if you can lift your toes a little bit higher. And then lift the balls of your feet off of the ground. And then drop the balls of your heels, or the balls of your feet down, lifting your heels and toes up. This one's a little bit tougher. Probably find some muscles and bones that just fitted a little bit differently. Just gently drop your toes down. Again, rolling your ankles out just a little bit. And then roll them in. And just a few gentle heels up. You feel a little bit looser. And then just resting down. So gently coming in. I'm going to rotate a little bit on my mat here. A nice big breath all the way up. And swan dive all the way down. And remember, you can always modify with your hands and your knees coming up, taking out that deep stretch. Nice big breath, dropping your tushy down so you have more weight in your heels. Bring your knees, hands to your knees, coming up. Now make sure you focus in on your tummy, really kind of engage your core in so you don't have a kind of a sway back. Really engage your tummy. So you feel like the bottom parts of your ribs are coming in and dropping, and just relax a little bit. And then focus in again, really holding into that core. And relaxing down. Nice big breath. Using that core, strong tummy, strong back. Bring your hands out. Holding in. And just a gentle coming up. And dropping it again. Again, focusing on how that lower part of your ribs really come in versus dropping in. Sucking them in, engaging your core. Nice gentle breath. And coming up and leaving a little bit of a bend in your knee. We're going to really use this chair pose quite a few times. We're using our legs. And just come a little bit up. And dropping down. And coming up. Dropping down. Really work on your core. And coming up again. Slowly coming up. Nice big breath, taking a gentle twist towards your right. And back towards center, nice big breath. And twisting. Back towards center. And again, focusing on that core, really bringing that lower part of your rib cage in, and then dropping in. So you almost feel like you're rounding your back just a little bit. Bring your hands to heart center. Kind of press your thumbs right against your chest in a gentle twist. And back towards center. And twist. And back towards center, holding in. Bring your arms out. Bring your hands back to heart center and twist. So this one, don't need to go too far. If you want to go deeper, coming out, really try to keep your hands on your chest, rotating around. And back towards center, and twist. And back towards center, coming up, holding in, reaching all the way up, just reaching up real tall, making sure your pelvis is staying really stable, and a gentle reach over towards your right, gazing up at your left hand. Keep these muscles stretched. We're going to work them and then stretch them. And up, and dropping forward. Your right hand down, sorry, left hand down. Goodness, watch out, huh? Nice big breath. And coming up. And just gently opening up. So we're going to do a little bit of a back crawl, opening up our tummies. Once more, bring your hands back into heart center and twisting towards your right. And remember, try to work so you're twisting more at the belly button versus like at the knees. And coming back and twist. Back towards center, lifting your right leg up and twist. So you can just keep your toe down so you have a little bit of balance if you're feeling pretty great. Lifting your leg up. Get some muscle memory. We're going to use this a few times. And twisting back around towards your left. In. Nice big breath. And again, twisting over towards your right. So you might feel like your toes and feet are kind of gripping the mat a little bit differently because we loosened them up. Now mine actually feel like they're doing a little bit better. And twist. Back towards your left side. And nice big breath back towards center. So move a little bit forward and shimmying forward. You can have your chair handy. So first, nice big breath in. Just bring your right leg up. Holding in, and gently opening up into a warrior three. So just really gentle first. We're just creating some muscle memory. Nice long hold, really using our core. And slowly coming forward. So the transition might be where that chair comes in kind of handy. Holding in. And stretching up again, warrior three. And just really play with it if you want to go a bit deeper. Use your chair for the deep stuff if you want to. And even if you're feeling a little bit off balance or a little bit tired, this is handy, even kind of a nice modification. And coming up. Holding in once more, reaching up, warrior three. And just resting down. Take a nice breath. Left leg up. And warrior three. Left leg back. And back. Knee forward here. And you might have some time that you're feeling a little bit wobbly. Today I'm feeling like it's just not, I'm just feeling wobbly today. You could just have very tired muscles. Or coming back to warrior three. And tired muscles can just be because you're tired. It could also be some dehydration. Reaching up. Really focus in, bring your rib cage in. And coming back. Holding in. Once more, warrior three. So again, if you're feeling a little wobbly, grab the chair. And just slowly come back. Apparently my feet are a little bit tired tonight. Nice big breath in. We're going to come into our warrior two, just a nice open. It's kind of a working hold, we'll hang out. Holding in. And reaching up. And reaching forward, nice drop in. And coming up. Facing kind of a modified warrior one and a warrior two. And back into our warrior one. And dropping forward. And coming up. And warrior two. And coming back around. A lot of balance on this one. And running forward. We're going to dive off the diving board. And coming up. And opening into warrior two. And bring your hands back towards center. And stepping forward. Nice big breath in. Coming back to warrior two, left leg forward. Warrior one. And dropping forward. See if you can widen that lunge, coming a little bit further forward. And coming up. So this is movement from the hips up. Everything else is going to stay pretty stable. Holding in. And reaching up. And coming forward. And up. And open. And back up. And coming forward. We're going to take that nice big dive in. And up. And nice opener. And back towards center and pressing in. Nice big breath. Reaching all the way up. Kind of widen your feet a little bit. Coming down to our chair pose. And coming all the way up. And dropping down. Sitting up again, really engaging that lower part of your core. It's actually going to bring in this upper part of your tummy right above your belly button. Nice chair pose. And reaching up. Again, once more into chair. Here, take your hands out, take your right arm underneath, wrapping it around, right leg over, holding in, eagle pose, and release, coming into our chair pose, staying with those knees very active, keeping all those leg muscles working. And coming out, left arm underneath, left leg over, and dropping back in, holding in, and coming up just a little bit. Keeping your knees pretty active, keeping your thighs working really hard, and dropping in. Right arm underneath. Right leg over. And unwind. Really make sure your tummy's working. And coming out. Switch sides. Nice long hold. Slowly coming out when you're ready. Holding in. This time take the stretch all the way up. Drop your shoulders down. Keeping an eye on your pelvis. Nice big breath. Bring your shoulders back and down. And coming back into chair. Right arm. Right leg over. And dropping back in. Left arm underneath. Left leg on top. You know, you can always remember do a little kickstand if you need to or want to. And gently coming out. Coming all the way up. And swan dive all the way down. So I'm going to push my chair out. And coming all the way down, bring your hands down, coming to a nice downward dog. And into a plank. And a downward dog. Holding in. And back into plank. Dropping your knees down, widening your knees to the width of the mat. Nice child's pose. And just slowly coming up. Do a few more stretches. And just holding in nice little seat on your feet. Nice big breath coming forward. Roll your toes underneath. Pressing back, kind of walking in. Do a nice squat. This one's my favorite for, I don't know how many reasons. I like it. I get a nice stretch in my low back, but I just kind of hold forward. But I'm also feeling the bottoms of my feet and my calves really opening up. If I come into a nice balance, I really feel more power in the upper part of my body. And just dropping in. So we're going to rotate a little bit. So we're going to come down on our knees, use our mat sideways, and coming into that same squat, but go nice and wide. So this pose also has a ton of power in it. Pressing your elbows into your knees, really opening up. Open up your pelvis, it actually helps digestion. I don't know if you know anybody with digestive issues, right? Holding in. Slowly dropping your hands down, rotating up, tailbone towards the sky. Just letting your body relax. slowly coming back down when you're ready. Let's take a few more big breaths in. And slowly pressing up. Letting your body relax. And take this as deep as you want. We're going to hold this for a bit. So if you want to stay with your hands and your knees, or even with your hands on a chair seat, you can go a little bit wider. This really helps open up the back, give some nice stretch to our hips, hamstrings. Nice big breath in and out. And just gently walking your feet together. Hands to your knees, nice gentle roll, slowly coming up. We're going to come down on our back, so move your chair as you need to, rotate your mat if you need to. So this will be where another portion of our core work comes into play. So just gently coming onto your back, little side to side roll, opening up your low back. And gently letting your feet touch at the bottom, hips hanging out right where they're at, knees rolling out to the side. Bring your hands up. And just gently, it's like we're doing some small curls. Holding in, we're doing 10, we just did 10. Holding in, and just slowly relaxing down. And bring your knees together. Slowly bring your feet up. And reaching. And hold on 10. Like you can touch your toes. And slowly coming down. And keeping your knees here, we'll stretch them out one at a time. So we're not going too far out. We're keeping it pretty easy towards the sky. If we go too low, that changes the structure of the tummy. So we're actually just going to hang out here, making sure we're strong. And just relaxing in. And just slowly dropping your knees down. Some gentle side-to-side movements. And now gently rolling your feet to the bottoms, touching, knees out. And hold on 10. This one you really feel a lot in the upper part of your tummy. And resting down, really working on that six pack, right? Slowly bring your feet up. down. And the knees out. And just relax. And resting your feet down just one at a time. Gentle side to side motion. So just gentle stretches. This one will get a little bit more invasive later, or a little bit stronger. Holding in. Letting your feet drop open or drop to the bottom, knees open. And hold. And resting down. And feet up. And hold. And resting down. And legs out. And if you notice, if you want to play, you can go down a little bit more. Really working your tummy. And just gently relax. Little side to side. Now, if you happen to have your yoga mat, an extra one, you can grab this. We're actually just going to rest our hips out, so have it sit just below your hips, or if you have a just a pillow. I think a yoga brick is too much. We're just going to gently kind of roll it back a little bit and just holding in. So our hips are just sticking up towards the sky. Just a few gentle breaths in. So you should feel everything kind of stretch, I would say, from the belly button down. So take a few more breaths in and out. And then gently, kind of slowly bring your feet up. And bring your knees in together. And holding on to your left leg, dropping your right knee down, deepening the stretch a little bit in your hip flexor, holding in, gently coming up. And knees down, left leg up, and slowly dropping down. A few gentle breaths in. And this one I'm noticing how tight I am on the inside there and my hip flexor really tight on this right side of mine. So it's actually struggling to just bring my toes pointed towards the sky. Kind of a struggle because it's so tight it's kind of letting it want to flop out. And just slowly coming up. And gently dropping your feet down. Nice big breath in. Take your mat and roll it up just a little bit higher, middle of your back. And we're just going to relax here for just a minute, letting all this open up. And you probably feel a lovely stretch in your low back. I like the yoga mat. It's not too thick and it's pretty pliable, moving where you need it to. It's like we're kind of cheating on the foam roller, or a foam roller is really hard and thick. I happen to have one in the corner there. Mine's really long. Nice big breath in. So I'm noticing this is pretty tight. We're going to hang out. If you're thinking this is just not where you're liking it, I'll move it to a new spot. So I'm actually just going to slowly shimmer my legs. And you could either move it down a little bit, kind of play with that. But this is a good stretch, and granted you could watch TV while doing this, but this might be a little bit more nap. Nice big breath, relaxing. And just slowly, one leg at a time, bring your feet back up, and you can rotate this up a little bit higher. I'm finding all sorts of new places that my back is a little bit tight and sticky today. You might be too. So really we did a lot of core work and a lot of our back work. So just by gently moving around, we're actually stretching out our core. Just gently breathing in and out. And this you can do a little bit more rolling and find a new position. I'm actually going to bring my legs up and lift my body up, taking this out, and just gently bring my knees to my chest. And dropping your feet down and letting your knees roll to your right, gazing over towards your left. Just letting your knees drop where they see fit. You don't have to keep them, really close together. big breath coming up. Rotate sides. Letting your knees over towards the left. Gazing towards me on your right side. Just letting your body relax. Nice big breath in and out. And coming up. And rotate sides. And gently coming up, rotate again. Really stretching out our back and our tummy. We worked so hard on all this today. It's a nice way to end, and some good stretches. Nice big breath. Just slowly coming back towards center. Rotate sides. Just take those giant breaths in and out, giving everything a good stretch with the inhale. One more big breath in. And rotate as you exhale. Gazing towards me, drop your shoulders down. Nice big breath in. And coming up towards center. Gently rolling to one side and pressing yourself up. Coming to a nice wide V shape with your legs. And you don't have to go too wide. Nice big breath in and just a gentle stretch over towards your right side. Slowly coming up and stretch to the opposite. Whenever I do that little roller on the back, I realize I got tire spots in other spots. Do you ever find that in yourself? You think you're doing pretty good, then you do something different and you think, whoa, that was tighter than I expected. This one always finds those tight spots in my hips that I don't always recognize. So just a nice gentle stretch in. It's a nice way to end our yoga practice today. stretch a little bit further. And coming up. Nice long holds. And slowly coming up. So I'm going to scooch over just a little bit. And just give yourself a little crisscross applesauce. Let's come to a little side to side stretch. We used our tummy a lot today. And stretching your chest forward. And coming back. And chest forward. And dropping back. And coming back up. Again, a little side to side movement. A little rotation. Happen to be rotating towards the right. And going to a nice cat stretch. And coming up and a rotation. So a few more, stretch your chest forward. Little camel stretch. Or cow. I don't know why I said camel. And dropping back in again. And coming back up. Thank you for joining us today. Namaste.